You know, the beauty, Jordan, beauty of Alison Krauss is that she really brought a gospel component uh, and a folk component to her music, all coming out of the 1980s. The 1980s are seminal for that effect, in that it did. Well, hell, I'm repeating myself. I'm not even on the air at the moment, am I? Jesus. Yeah, this is of course Alison Krauss again, and with Keith Whitley. Man, when you say nothing at all, this is great. We're with Swannie. You're with Swannie. I'm with you. Whatever, but it's 101.7. It's all good, and we're going to feature music that comes out of the 1980s. Kind of cloudy out there today, but the skiing will be good. Take time to get to the mountain, folks, because there's a lot of snow. Nice. They know that you're being. There's truth in your eyes. You never leave me. Hey, Jordan, you know what I got to do? I got to go out and check on my horse later on. That old boy's got, as I told you, he stuck his back right leg in a fence, but it's coming along pretty good. What? No, no, I'm not going to talk about it on the air. That just bores people. Again, that was none other than Alison Krauss, Keith Whitley, and When You Say Nothing at All, which is reflective of the 1980s, which is what I am going to focus on today. Man, I'm being a little repetitive today. I'm sorry about that. Jordan, do you know, anybody out there in Radio Land knows, really why the 1980s? Now, I've already said the 1980s are more a traditional presentation of country music, which is true from what the 70s were and the 60s were. But there is a catalyst, if you will, to the 1980s that I think brought country music to the national stage. And of course, I'm talking about John Travolta and the Urban Cowboy, which came out in the late 1980, not the 1980s, but it came out late in the year in the 1980. In 1980, I should say. That was a catalyst that brought country music in all its imperfections, as well as its participatory aspect in the sense that people got up and danced, believe it or not. And man, that was a interesting time when live music and live audiences got it together and really got it together. Billy Bob down in Texas, that was a place that got it going with live music and dancing, and it was just a part of the culture and part of the maturation of country music. What's also important is the number of artists that had come out of the 1980s. I've already played for you Alan Jackson. Keith Whitley is one. Alison Krauss is one. None other than the great Garth Brooks. George Strait really started to hit the level of adulation, you should say, in the 1980s. And we also had the mullet men, Jordan. You know who the mullet men were? The guys that had the mullets. The big time hairdos going in the back. Man, I'm talking about Blake Shelton. I'm talking about Travis Twitt, Billy Ray Cyrus. Hey, we're going to play Billy Ray Cyrus in a minute, aren't we? Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus, Joe Duffy, Toby Keith. These guys all had two things going for them in the 1980s. 10-gallon cowboy hats and mullets. That's just a little sidebar information that I think you should know about. Let's get it going right now with Achy Breaky Heart and none other than Billy Ray Cyrus. You're a Swannie 101.7. Hey, it's all good, Ski Country Radio. And again, a big kudos to Happy Ken, who was our engineer in residence and our technical guru in residence that was able to get the station up and running after a number of horrific snowstorms, ice storms, and rainstorms that took our tower and our transponders, took them down. And the boy got it right up there and got them going again. Thank you, Happy Ken.